Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nilu and you're watching Nilu Stitches. Today tutorial we're learning this beautiful kimono dress. It's a very simple dress and I made use of 2 yards of fabric, and it also has a pocket. If you're new to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button below and subscribe. And if you find this video helpful, please like it, okay? Like and share. And I'm going to show you the back side of the dress. So this is the back side of the dress. It's beautiful and easy to make. So without further ado, let's start. So guys, my fabric is on fold. I folded it into four, okay, because I'm cutting the front and back. So I first of all fold into two like this, and then I fold again, making it four folds for the front and the back. And I'll be using this other fabric for the combination. Okay, so now I'm going to mark my shoulder line here. I'm just marking out a shoulder line which will serve as my starting point also, just for a guide. So now I'm going to mark my neck, my shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. And the sleeve length I'm working with, my kimono sleeve length is 8 also. So 8 plus 8 will make it 16. So I'll be marking 16 here. And I'll be needing ½ inch for sewing allowance, as in for joining of the I want to use a turn up sleeve, okay? But if you're not making use of turn up sleeve, just add this extra 2 inches that is left for your folding allowance. But I want to make a turn up sleeve with this other fabric, so I'll just add ½ inch to this, so making it 16 and half. So on that point, I'm going to slant my shoulder by 1.5, and then I'm going to mark my neck width of 3.5, and neck depth for the front is 4 inches, and neck depth for the back is 8 inches. The back is a v-neck while the front is a round neck, so I'm just going to connect my neck. Okay, so I said if you're not making use of a turn off sleeve, you can use the remaining 2 inches, because when you fold I use 2 yards of fabric. When you fold it into 4, you have 18 inches, right? So here I'm going to slant my shoulder like this. So next I'm going to mark my sleeve opening. My round sleeve is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7, plus 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance, and then ½ inch for joining of this shoulder line, making it 9.5. Okay, and I'll measure what I have here, minus 1 inch from it and mark it here. So remember I marked 16.5 here, so on this line I'm marking 15.5. I minused 1 inch just to have a slant line like this. So next I'm going to mark my bust point. My bust point is 11, but I'll be marking on 14. I'll add 3 inches to that. I'll mark 14, and then I'll mark my waistline, which is 18 also here. Okay, so on this bust point line, I'll be marking my bust divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches, 1.5 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So you can add any ease allowance of your choice. On the waistline, I'll do the same. My waist divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches, 1.5 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'll just connect this straight, and before then I'm going to mark what I have here on this line, just to get a straight line. I'll mark what I have here also, just to get a straight line. So I'll just connect it straight like this, and from the bust line I'll connect to the waistline also. Okay, so now I'm going to take the full length of this dress. The full length I'm working with is 40 plus 1.5 inch for folding allowance, 41. Okay, 41.5, sorry. So I'm marking 41.5 right now, and after that I'm going to connect it with a straight line. So now from the waistline I'm going to mark my hip point, which is 9 inches. From the waistline I'll mark 9 inches. You can mark it straight from the shoulder line, but I prefer marking from the waistline. It gives me more accurate measurement. So now I'm going to mark my hip. On this hip line I'll mark my hip divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches. 1.5 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. Like I said earlier, you can use any ease allowance of your choice. Okay, so I'll connect it to the waistline with a curve ruler. You can also connect that straight, it's all your choice. Okay, So what I mark on the hip line, I'm going to transfer that exact measurement to the hemline. I'll measure what I have here and I'll take it to the hemline and mark the same thing. So I'm going to connect it to the hip line like this. Okay, so now to curve our armhole, from this angle here, I'm going to go in by 1 inch like this, and then I'll curve my armhole, connecting it this way. Okay, you just go in by 1 inch and then you curve. And we are done with our drafting. Now I'm going to cut this out. So guys, if you watch up to this moment, please like this video. It will help the video to, at least for more people to see this video. Please like it, okay? And if you're new to my channel, you've not subscribed, please subscribe, okay? And share this video. It will go a long way to help the channel. Thank you. So like I said, if you're not using a turn-off sleeve, no need of cutting out that 2 inches on the sleeve side, okay? So you just use it and fold. But because I want to make use of another fabric there, that is why I did not leave it. So I cut it out. But unfortunately, I ended up not using this the other fabric there. I used the same fabric. So first of all, you cut the front neckline, which is the smallest neck, first of all. Then you bring out this one, the inside one, so that you can cut the back neckline. So I wanted to put it back and mark my pockets first, but the thing is not arranging where I decided to just remove it. Okay, so I'll mark my pocket later. I wanted to leave it so that I can get accurate measurement for my pockets for the 2 panel. So now after arranging, I'll cut out the back neckline, which is the V-neck. So for the back, you can go as deep as you want. But for me, I made use of 8 inches. You can go as deeper as you prefer. So I'm just trying to make the neckline straight. So now I'm going to place the second panel on top, arrange it properly so that I can mark my pocket. Okay. So after arranging everything from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 2.5 or 3 inches. Okay, for my pocket. So 2.5 or 3 inches, and from that point you mark 7 inches for your pocket length. Okay, from your waistline you come down by 2.5 or 3 inches, and then you mark your pocket, and from that 2.5 or 3 inches you mark 7 inches for your pocket. Okay, so I'm notching there now. I'm notching here and the other side. So remember, I placed the 2 fabric together just to get, so that I can have accurate measurements for the both panel. So there are 2 here, the back and the front is here. So after notching, I'm going to cut my facing next. So I'll be using this other fabric for the facing. I'll be using this fabric for the facing. So I'll be folding it into 2 like this. Okay, so I'll fold into, I'm trying to get a perfect part to fold. So I folded here into 2, and I'm going to place the back panel to check if it's enough. So it's not enough, so I folded more. Okay, so I'll just place it like this. Make sure I have like 5 inches down below the neckline. Okay, make sure I have like 5 inches below the neckline, and also at the shoulder side. Make sure you have up to 5 inches on the shoulder side and 5 inches down, and you leave ½ inch. So I'm trying to zoom the camera closer so that you see the ½ inch I left here. Excuse me. So I left ½ inch on the center back. Okay, so I'll start tracing the neckline from that point like this. Okay, so as you can see, there is ½ inch before I place my fabric. So now I'm going to start marking my neck, the facing I want. So I'll be using 2 inches facing. So I'll be marking 3 inches here now, half inch for turning of the neckline, half inch for folding of the facing, then 2 inches for the facing, making it 3 inches. So right now I'm marking 3 inches like this. I also mark 3 inches like this. So I'm connecting all my points together, all my 3 inches marked together. Sorry guys, this is not that visible. I'm going to use a color chalk to mark it now. Okay, so here I've done that and you can see the shape. Okay, so I'll be cutting this out. So why I left half inch at the center back of that facing is because I want to open this up and join it back together again so that it will be one. If you did not do it that way, it will not give you that perfect V shape. So you need to join it together back like this with half inch to form your perfect V neck. Okay, so this is what we have. As you can see, the facing is ready. Okay, so I have half inch here that I will join to make it perfect. So now I'm going to cut the front panel facing. So I folded my fabric into two again, just the same way I did to the back panel. I fold into two again and I'll place this way. This time around, I'll not leave half inch at the center front. Okay, I'll not leave half inch anyway. I'll just make sure they are equal like this, and then I'll trace out the neckline. Okay, so I'll just make sure they are equal like so. You can use pin to secure this if you feel is going to be shifting. So I make sure they are equal like this, and then I'll trace the neckline and also the shoulder. So for the back panel, I also trace the shoulder. Okay, I forgot to do that. So now I'm going to mark my 3 inches shoulder allowance. Make sure the front and the back panel is the same measurement. So I'm marking the same 3 inches I marked at the for the back facing. So remember, this one is the front, but you can do it vice versa. You can use the V-neck for your front. It's still going to look fine. Okay, for this style, I make the V-neck at the back. So I'm cutting this out. And here our facing is ready. So what I'm going to do next is to iron and interfacing on them. So I ironed gum stay. I used gum stay on them. So next I'm going to join pieces together to form my pocket. So as you can see, I'm trying to show you that I joined all the pieces I cut out from this for my pocket. So this shape, I've not shaped my pocket yet though, it's just the shape of the pieces. Okay, so I'll measure 7 inches like this from the tip of that side. I'll measure 7 inches like this and I'll mark. I'll place my finger inside and my hands like this, and I'll trace out the shape of my hand. So you can make it as wide as you want, but I'm managing the fabric, so please guys. Hey. So I want to use 2 years. It's not that I'm managing it. I want to use 2 years for this dress, so nobody should come and tell me that I used to manage too much. So I've cut out the shape of my pocket. I'm going to use it to trace out the other 4. Remember, you'll be needing 4 pockets. So I'll just, all these are pieces, so I just join them together. I mean, it's going to be inside, so what's the need of getting a better fabric for it? Because, and it's my own after all. Okay, so I'll just trace out the pockets like this. Okay, so but your pocket width must be 7 inches, the same thing with what you marked on the fabric. Okay, so we have 4 pieces here, but you can make it as wide as you want, like I said before. So this is my facing. I've ironed and interfacing, and I folded half an inch at the down part. Okay, and here is the here is the neckline. So you can decide to place this on the right side. This is how it's going to look on your neck. Okay, so you can place this right side of the pocket facing the wrong side of the dress. So this is the wrong side of the dress, I guess. I'm trying to I'm trying to know which one is the wrong part. So here is the wrong side of the dress. So you're going to place the right side of the, what's it called, facing, and then after sewing you flip it over. It's going to be on the right side like this. Then you top stitch on the down parts that you folded half inch, but I don't want to do mine like that. I want to join my facing together and my fabric together. So facing to facing, fabric to fabric, I'm going to sew at the shoulder like this, and then I'll place my fabric right side facing the right side of each other. Okay, right side facing the right side of each other. Beg, English is not my language. And then I'll join the shoulders together, the two shoulder. I'm going to join the two shoulders together, and I'll be back. And then for the pockets, first of all, before I go for the pocket, you're going to place your pockets right side facing the right side of your dress fabric like this, right side facing the right side like so and so. You do the same to this other side also, right side facing the right side like this. You place it this way and then you sew. Okay, so I'll go and do that. So here guys, I'm done fixing my pocket. Like I said, you place it right side facing the right side and then you top stitch on the pocket. Okay, so let me use this side to show you guys. I place it right side like this and I sew, and then I flip over and top stitch on the pocket. So here is the shoulder line. I've joined the shoulder of the dress together and also the shoulder of the facing together. So this is a little strap I made for my neckline just to stylish it, and it's about 17 inches or 18 inches long. So I just you can make any length of your choice. I just decided to kind of give it a little bit of style there. So here you place your facing shoulder to shoulder, the shoulder of your facing to the shoulder of your dress. Okay, the right side of the facing the wrong side of your dress like this, shoulder to shoulder, you pin, and then you come to this other shoulder, you also merge the shoulders together and you pin, and then you go and sew. Okay, so if you get the accurate measurement, you will not have problem shaping this, but if you don't, you're going to have a little bit of issue. So I made a strap for this, for the tie at the neck. I don't know what to call that. I just decided to give it a little bit style. So I made a strap. I think it's about 18 inches. So to place the strap, just 1 inch below your shoulder, and you place it in between the facing and the dress, the facing and the fabric. Okay, so you do the same to this other side. I'll do that and I'll show you guys. So I want to use a turn-off sleeve here. So the width is 4 inches. Okay, the width is 4 inches, and then the length is the length of this sleeve here. Okay, so you can use the other fabric for it. I don't have enough anymore that gives me a straight, and as in the measurement is not enough anymore, so I decided to use the same fabric for my facing, but you can use another fabric, the same fabric you use for the neckline for your turn up, sorry, not facing. So here I'm done joining the sewing the facing, so I'm just going to notch round it like this, just notch all around the facing. Okay, so like I said, for the turn off sleeve, you can use the same fabric you use for your facing for your turn off sleeve. It will look more beautiful, but unfortunately my fabric isn't enough anymore, so one has a shortage and I don't want to join that. I want it to look neat, so I decided to use the same fabric for the facing, I mean the turn off sleeve. So I decided to use the same fabric for the turn up, as you can see. So I placed it on the wrong side of my fabric I sew. I'll flip it over to the right side like this. You flip it over to the right side and top stitch on the dress itself, not on the turn up. You top stitch on the dress itself, and then you fold over like this and stitch down. Sorry, excuse me. And it's going to look like this one. Okay, it's going to look like this one. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by this turn of sleeve. If you don't understand, just let me know and I'll make a short video for that. Okay, so here I'm going to flip the facing towards the right side of the dress. You just arrange it together, arrange it very well, and you go and iron this so that it will lay flat. So this is the rope I was talking about, is 1 inch below the shoulder line. Okay, So it's 1 inch below the shoulder line. So I would advise you weave your shoulder seam before you sew your facing, okay? So now after that, I'm going to iron this and then I'll top stitch on the facing round like this on the facing, okay? And then I'll shape my fabric. So to shape your fabric, after top stitching on the facing, you place your fabric right side facing the right side of each other. You shape with 1 inch allowance you added or any allowance you added. From here, 1 inch, you enter the pocket, you sew with half an inch, you come out and continue with your 1 inch, okay? I'll do the same to this other side. I'll start sewing with 1 inch sewing allowance. I'll enter the pocket and sew the pocket with half an inch. I come out, I'll start with my 1 inch again and down. And then you fold the down part of your dress and voila, we are done. This is the back panel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Please like and share this video, and here is the front. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.